Hey, it's James Raby. We have to say something here, but I don't want to say much. Thanks for listening to the Y105 FM Early Morning Show Radio On Demand podcast. Love you.
Fantastic, sunny and 68 today. It'll be 77 and sunny tomorrow and 74 and sunny on Sunday. Just absolutely love it. I'm going to be going to the farm this weekend to visit Diana. We got rummage sales to do. We got potatoes to harvest. We got dirt to overturn. Going to be a good time, especially in that kind of weather. Woo. It is Y105 FM's Early Morning Show. My name is James Raby. The smile of the day today is good news and bad news. There's a study out of Texas that says reading 6 minutes before you go to bed. Man, that is so good for you. 6 minutes of reading before bed is beneficial to your health. The doctor that put on the study says, especially if you're reading paperback fiction novels. Paperback fiction novels. I assume they mean you're not supposed to be using a screen. And then that's the good news. The good news is, hey, this happens. But what if it's bad news for you if you only read, nonfiction? Well, I'm sorry, you're going to have to read some fiction. But I don't want to read some fiction. I know. Too bad, so sad. You want the health benefits. Maybe you don't like working out, but you do it. Well, pick up some fiction and read it before you go to bed. I bet it's there to relax you way more than a screen would. It is Y105 FM's Early Morning Show.
The music you know.
And what a weekend we have ahead of us with sun and the 70s. There I go. It is Y105 FM's Early Morning Show. My name is James Raby, and here's the deal. In Washington State, there is a city hall that put out a Karen Scarecrow Halloween display. And surprisingly, a lot of people asked to see the manager about this one, and they changed it up so it wasn't a Karen display anymore. But that gave me the idea. What if there was a brand new Charlie Brown Halloween special? We've been watching the same one for years. It's a great pumpkin, Charlie Brown. What if we switched it up just a little?
Coming soon, the Peanuts gang is back. And this time, Charlie Brown's facing his biggest challenge yet, when his old pal Lucy turns her privilege up to the max and becomes the Great Karen.
Charlie Brown, you make me mad.
She's loud, obnoxious, and destined to ruin Charlie Brown's Halloween.
Hello, stupid. Boy, were you dumb in school today. You've been dumb before, but today you were really dumb.
And if Charlie doesn't give her what she wants, she's demanding to speak to his manager.
What? Well, a manager is the answer, Charlie Brown.
Charles M. Schultz presents a Peanut special for a whole new generation.
Your stupid beagle sniffed in my root beer. Look at that. I'll bet it's full of dog germs.
This Halloween, it's the Great Karen, Charlie Brown.
Your neighborhood rests on your shoulders, not to mention your manager.
Stream it this weekend.
All sham, Charlie Brown. A failure face if I ever saw one. And your clumsiness, Charlie Brown.
Good grief. Y105 FM. This is Rochester's best variety.
Did you know ordinary antifreeze only
To November, and that's when the special winter parking rules take effect. If you don't know about those, check Y105 FM's app. Good morning. I'm James Raby on the Y105 FM Early Morning Show, and we're also getting closer and closer to Halloween. And Carly from down the hall put together the 12 unwritten rules of Halloween in southeast Minnesota. And I agree with most of them. Lights on means you are giving out candy. Lights off means you're not giving out candy. It's an unwritten law. Little known fact, if you have your light on and have no candy, if you get trick-or-treaters, you're required by law to hand out dollar bills or cans of brand name cut green beans. Yeah, no store brand. It's got to be the real deal. Del Monte, Green Giant, preferably with the lid that's easy to take off. That's just because the parents are probably somewhere hungry as heck. But I'm sure that's a state law somewhere. So your front porch light on or your front porch light off. That's a real deal. You don't want to be embarrassed and scared and have the kids trick you. And then the one that really ruined a lot of Halloweens for me, you got to dress for the weather, no matter the costume. I know that probably every single adult that grew up in Minnesota knows the horror of a snowstorm or freezing cold weather on Halloween. And so this costume that you're so excited about Suddenly, beep, sorry, you don't get to wear it. Mother Nature says, hey, this is a lesson about life. So you dress for the weather, no matter the costume. And one year, I was hoping for a snowstorm because I'd asked for a Superman costume. And my mom said, I found one for you. No, she didn't. She did not find a Superman costume. What she found was a costume that the bodysuit kind of looked like it might have been a Superman costume, but then on the chest, there was a picture of Superman flying. I was not to be fooled. That is not a Superman costume. No Superman in the world has ever worn a picture of himself on his chest. No Superwoman has ever done the picture of themselves on their chest. It's an S. And I'm sure I made my mom angry because I probably said, this is stupid. This isn't the real costume. I was a darling kid. I really was. I was nice and sweet, but man, you messed with Superman. And did not snow that year. What a ripoff, man. We have the info on the collision that snarled Highway 52 yesterday morning. Next in the Y105 FM Early Morning Show News Minute.
The music you know.
The State Patrol released preliminary information about a two-vehicle crash that snarled traffic on Highway 52 in northwest Rochester yesterday morning. Good morning. I'm James Raby. This is the Y105 FM Early Morning Show News Minute. Around 9:45 a.m., an SUV and car collided on southbound lanes of 52 just south of the 19th Street Northwest interchange. A 29-year-old Rochester woman and a 9-year-old boy were in the SUV. An 89-year-old Rochester woman was driving in the car. Watch for updates on the Y105 FM app. More news you'll find on the Y105 FM app this morning. A Millville man has been sentenced to nearly 6 years in prison after pleading guilty to felony sexual conduct charges. Minnesota has more than 4 job openings for every unemployed person. And to-do scammers are targeting Minnesota women with specific apps. You can check the Y105 FM app, not scamming you, to see what those are. And the rabies shot. The Memphis, Tennessee police recently arrested a doughhead for chasing a woman in a Michael Myers Halloween mask. The woman was walking down a city street when the doughhead jumped out of a car and started chasing her. Ha ha. The woman took off running and screaming, and the doughhead eventually stopped chasing and just started laughing. You know how you know for sure it's a doughhead you're dealing with? I'll tell you how. Because the doughhead picked the mask up off the ground. That's where he got the mask. I mean, the chasing and running and stuff, too. What a doughhead. Today, sunny and 68. Tonight, clear with a low around 45. And tomorrow, sunny and 77. Again today, sunny and 68. It is, what is it right now? 47. A chilly start to the day. And we got a call here from Karen. Oh, my gosh. Hi, Karen. Not making fun of your name. I swear I'm not. You have a daughter with a funny costume idea?
Well, my daughter wants to dress up this year as a female Michael Myers. She wants to put like a headband on and actually put like eyeliner on or eye stuff on and lipstick and all that all over her mask.
That's so great.
I told her, I was like, whatever, we'll do whatever.
Okay, you got to send us a picture of that because that is just awesome sounding. You are listening to Y105 FM's Early Morning Show. Good morning. It is going to be such a beautiful weekend. Sunny and, 70s over the weekend. Today, not quite that warm. Today, we're just looking at 68, but that's pretty close. So I ran into 2 pieces of Hollywood audio that I want you to hear. 2 things some celebrities said. Matthew McConaughey has some unusual advice I'd never heard about called the crumb theory. Are you ready? I'm not. Okay, now I am. What's the crumb theory, you ask? The crumb theory by Matthew McConaughey.
Don't leave crumbs. What I mean, decisions that we make, choices we make daily that are going to buy time from our future. When we leave crumbs, we are creating yellow and red lights in our future. What I mean is, if I pick your pocket, I may get what I want in the moment. I got the money and I went and got what I needed. For the rest of my life, I got to dodge you if I look over and see you in the room? I got to look over my shoulder. Whose time is that taking? My time in the future. It's buying my time in the future. It's causing me stress in the future. That's leaving crumbs. Don't leave crumbs.
Don't do what?
Don't leave crumbs.
That is fantastic advice. Totally love that advice. And then I heard something on Jada Pinkett's show. You know, she does, is it the podcast? Recent episode of Red Table Talk. That's what it's called. She revealed that Will still takes trips with his ex-wife. Yeah.
They take trips. I'm not there.
Yeah.
They do their thing.
Yeah, you're going to have to explain that to the
Okay,
viewers.
well, yes. I'm not saying that they, I know.
Not together romantically.
Not together romantically,
yes.
but like if he's going on a book tour and his mom is going and his sister, and it's fun for me to watch them enjoy each other. It takes time, though. We're not having a trouble, everyone. Let's just make that very clear, because you know that will be the next rumor.
Make it clear.
Yeah.
Oh, the trouble. Not having the trouble. Do you believe it? I mean, I'm sure she sees no trouble. And if you could handle that in a relationship, I guess good for you, but I would not. I don't think I'd do well with a wife going off with her ex on vacations. It wouldn't matter if they were doing the hibbity and the dibbity. That actually, you know, it, obviously a concern for me, but it wouldn't be my topmost thing. I'd be like, why? They were bad to you. You broke up. Your exes. Doesn't make sense. What? Yeah, I don't do well in that kind of situation. It is Y105 FM's early morning show. I bet you don't either. And on the way, we're going to kick off the 8 a.m. all music hour. That's 105 minutes of commercial-free music.
A little thing you will love about the Chick-fil-A.
On this day in 2015, Marty McFly and Doc Brown visited from 1985. Oh, it was such a great day. What's funny about that movie is, obviously, the director, Zemeckis, wanted to call it Back to the Future, but one of the Universal executives says, no. It should be called Spaceman from Pluto. Spaceman from Pluto. He was nixed because Steven Spielberg got involved. He's buddies with Zemeckis, I guess. So anyway, on the Y105 FM early morning show, I'd like to know, what would you like to go back and change? If you could get a time machine and change one thing, what would you do? What you got for me, Bolly?
I would have to go back to the day of my wedding and not forget my veil.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
I had the wedding dress, the shoes, everything done, and I left my veil on my bed. The photographer, I had like a trail with a bunch of layers on my wedding dress, so the photographer took one of the layers and they like held it up and propped it up around me and took photos to make it look like I had a veil on. I had a headpiece still. It was like a little flower crown jewelry piece, but I just didn't have the veil. So if I could change that, I would.
That is so great. Thanks for calling the Y105 FM early morning show. And Wanda, what is it you did that you want to change?
Falling off the stand during a choir performance.
What happened?
So I was standing on the back level, and I stood back too far and slipped and fell, and it was like a loud thud. So like the whole performance stopped. Everybody got quiet. I was so embarrassed to stand back up to get back on it because people thought I had passed out, and I didn't. So I quietly just got back up and stood so slowly and just was beet red, and I was crying.
I can just picture you trying to slowly sneak back into place. That's funny, and also I feel for the high school you. What would you actually change about it, though?
I would probably, if I could go back, I would change where I was standing.
All right, awesome. Thanks for calling in, and I hope you have a fantastic Back to the Future day. You're listening to Y105 FM's Early Morning Show.
Since 1938, Wings Financial.
Early Morning Show. My name is James Raby, and it's time for Raby Shots as we go into the weekend. Raby Shots are doughheads in the news on the Y105 FM Early Morning Show with me, James Raby. And our first one goes out to a doughhead in Memphis, Tennessee. The cops arrested the doughhead for chasing a woman in a Michael Myers Halloween mask. I should say, wearing a Michael Myers Halloween mask, because she wasn't wearing it. He was. She was just minding her own business, walking around, and he jumped out of a car and started chasing her. The woman took off running and screaming, and eventually the doughhead stopped chasing her and started laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, you'll feel it is to laugh. Why would you run from me? I'm a fake character. Yeah, you're a jerkhead crap face and a doughhead. And what the best part of this to me is that when the police said, where'd you get that mask, man? He said, I found it on the ground, and just put it on his face. Didn't know who. There, I've said it. And the second rabies shot is to anyone that does not vote and is capable of voting, lives in town and all that jazz for this year's school board election. The school board election in November on the 8th, it's super important. Usually really, really, really low turnout for school board election. Really, get out and vote. Just get out there and vote. We can't have razor thin margins. We need to know who really gets it. What does the city really want? Because one of the city council and the school board are two of the few places in this world your vote has a massive impact, since so few people join in those elections. So please, don't give up on city council and school board elections this year. Make sure you take part in it, because we need a real turnout, not the usual 1,000 people voted. No, it is Y105 FM's early morning show.
At Work Variety sounds like.
Hey, it's James Raby. Thank you so much for listening to the Y105 FM Early Morning Show Radio on Demand podcast. I hope you'll subscribe and tune in Monday through Friday between 6 and 10 for more fun than you can shake a stick at.